What's up guys, Deroir here. Now, I'm not one to be doing build videos, and this time won't be any different. It's just not me. However, I am going to show off and talk just a little bit about the effectiveness of bringing a Revenant along to the 4th boss of the newest raid wing. Now, before I start, I have to give you all just a quick disclaimer for this video. It's not a fun video to watch. Range kiting on Deimos is a drawn-out solo endeavor with not a whole lot of action happening. So I'll just talk a bit about the role itself first, while the rest of the video will just be my point of view of the fight for those interested. Alright, so let's get the premise out of the way. Why do you need anyone to range kite in the first place? Well, it's simply because of the red AoE fields that spawn on the furthest person away. These deal heavy damage if you stand in them, but most importantly, if Deimos touches any of these hands, he gets a stack of Devour, granting him 2% extra damage per stack. Now, one thing is to kite Deimos around these hands, but at every 25% health interval, the hands will all move approximately 900 range from their position directly towards Deimos. Thus, you want these hands to be as far away from Deimos as possible when this happens. That said, having a Revenant as your squad's range kiter is arguably one of the most effective tactics available, simply because Revenants bring with it so many methods of not only mitigating the incoming damage, but also to easily heal themselves up extremely quickly. Exactly because of this high level of control as a Revenant, you'll easily be able to place the hands at max range from the boss around the edge of the arena and on top of each other, while your squad stays completely stationary in the center of the arena. Essentially, as a Revenant range kiter, you are playing a solo game. Unless you get the green, which first of all should not be possible. Please, Arena, can you make this happen? At the end of this video, I actually end up getting the green at the last 25% marker. Luckily for the people I was with at the time, the hands don't crawl towards Deimos before he phases to the very last phase. So the range kiter at that time could easily afford to be sloppy. Anyways, unless you get the green, or if your squad needs a bit of extra healing if your druids are running high damage specs, then you'll practically have zero interaction with the rest of the squad for the entirety of the fight. Really, you'll know you're doing a great job if your squad doesn't notice you until you're gone. As for the build that I used and other people have suggested, in the description below you can find a couple of links to different builds and discussions about and for this particular playstyle, including the build I'm currently using. But as a final general note, however, really, you don't actually need too much self-sustain from your gear, since you're practically overhealing yourself constantly on top of all of your available methods of damage mitigation. For example, your toughness can easily be set to base value if you want to push your entire group's DPS to its max. If your chrono tank is running mostly berserker gear or whatever, simply go with Zealot's armor. If you've got the movement around the platform down to avoid as many ticks as possible for yourself, all you really want for this build is some healing power with a dash of vitality. The build I ran with in this video was a super safe build for the job, but was only possible for me to run since the chrono tank in the squad was running minstrel's gear. This is the exact reason why Revenant kiting is one of the most effective tactics available. You don't need much to do the job extremely well. On that note, I believe that's all I want to say on the topic for now. Enjoy the rest of the video if you're into stuff like this. Until next time, I'll see you in the mists.